You know, some people ask me, what's your favorite kind of story? And I'm going to tell them right out, a ghost story. I love listening to a good ghost story. As a matter of fact, I don't know too many people that don't like ghost stories. But I know one. Miss Amadine Guidry. Oh, that lady is a scary cat. But I mean, I don't blame her. She lives all by herself in this big farmhouse right on the edge of the woods by the bend in the bayou. But she is scared of everything. I mean, you sneeze around her, she's gonna jump and scream. The mailman closes her mailbox, she jumps and screams. They say she goes to bed with the chickens at night and don't wake up until the sun comes out. As a matter of fact, the kids in town call her Miss Chicken because she's scared of everything. Oh, no, you won't find Miss Amadine going out at night. Nope, no way, no how, except for Tuesdays. Because Tuesday is bingo night. And every Tuesday, her best friend, Miss Kate, comes down to her little farmhouse, takes her, and they walk down the road to the KC Hall, and they play bingo all night long. Well, this one Tuesday night, they sitting there with all their cards playing bingos, when who should sit right across the table from them? Than the Baudelaire brothers. Oh, them Baudelaire boys, bon pour rien. Good for nothing. They always up to something, and that something is no good. Well, when the older one, Avi, saw who was sitting across from them, he punches his brother and said, Emmett, look who's there. And Emmett said, oh, we gonna have some fun? Avi said, you know it. And all of a sudden, Avi let out a loud sneeze, and they looked at her. She's in the bingo zone. Miss Amadine is just flipping numbers and looking at all her cards. So Emmett gets an idea, and he slams his hand on the table so loud that everybody in the hall looked at him, except Miss Amadine. I'm telling you, you can't get her focus off them cards. Finally, Avid had an idea. He said, Emmett, you heard about that monster they saw? It was on the edge of the woods by the bend in the bayou. Well, that got Miss Amadine's attention. Her ears pricked up and she listened, and he said, yeah, it's a big, mean, ugly monster, and it's terrorizing everybody. And Emmett said, is it the roogarou? And Avid said, no, it's worse than the roogarou. This one is called the Poulet garou. And Emmett said, you mean? And Avid said, right, the were chicken. They say it's this tall thing full of old mangy feathers with this long gray beak and sharp talons. And when that Poulet garou sees you, it starts to call. Then it starts pecking you on the back of your neck. And finally it grabs you on the shoulders with them sharp talons. And it pecks you right into the dust until you gone. Yo, Miss Amadine, she was so nervine, she didn't know what to do. Finally she said, Kate, I'm not feeling good. We gotta go. And Miss Kate said, you only got 3 numbers left for the blackout. She says, I don't care. I gotta get. And she stood up, grabbed her purse, her chair fell down, she jumped and screamed and ran out of the hall with Miss Kate following close behind. And them 2 boys, they are rolling on the floor, holding their stomach, laughing so hard they can't believe it. Well, Miss Amadine, she's hightailing it down the road. She gets to her house and Miss Kate says, let me go see if you're all right. She says, no, Kate, I'm going to bed. Bye. She runs through that front door, slams it shut, locks it, then goes around checking all the windows, make sure they're locked and pulling the shades. And she goes to her back door to make sure it's locked. She flipped on that porch light. And that's when she saw her screen door latch was undone. Well, now her door was locked, but she was nervous about that screen door latch, and she thought, what if the Poulet garou comes on my porch? Oh, I don't want it messing with my Christmas cactus. So she decides she's going to make a run for it. She takes a deep breath, unlocks that door, runs to that screen door, throws that latch, and then from her barnyard she hears, oh, she almost had a heart attack. She ran, she slammed that back door so hard it almost broke the glass. She flipped the lock, ran in her bedroom, and went hide in her closet. And in that barnyard, those 2 boys, the Baudelaire brothers, are rolling in the dirt, laughing like hyenas. Emmett said, did you see that old lady jump? And Avi said, did you see that old lady scream? That was crazy. And they said, what are we going to do next time? And then behind them they heard a noise coming from the barn. They looked, and coming out of that barn door was this creature covered with feathers. Javi said, Emmett, do you see? Emmett was gone. Last thing he saw of Emmett was his behind going over that fence. Javi turned and said, Emmett, don't leave me. And that's when he felt it on his neck. A peck, and then another peck, and then another peck. And finally, something grabbed him by the shoulders, and that boy was gone. The next morning, Miss Amadine woke up in a closet. She couldn't figure out where she was for a second, but she got ready for her day, and she went out to feed her animals. And the first thing she noticed was that somebody had been digging in her trash can. They got a hold of an old pillow she had thrown away, and there was feathers everywhere. And then when she went to the barn, there was the BB gun that she uses to keep the egg snakes away. Somebody had been playing with that and shooting it. But then when she looked in the middle of the barnyard, and she saw a boy laying there, fast asleep, she went up and saw it was one of them Bourdillon boys. So she grabbed him by the shoulder and shook him. And he wakes up and he goes, ah! The Poulet Garou, see? And he took off over the fence. And that's the last she ever saw him on her farm. Now she does see them because every Sunday at the church in Mowater, both them boys are sitting in the front pew praying up a sweat. Best little boys you ever saw, I'm telling you. Now, nobody really knows what happened that night. I mean, the Bourdillon boys, they don't talk about it. And I mean, Miss Amadine, she was in the closet all night long, so we don't never know. But you know, the other day I was at the store and I saw Miss Kate. And we got to talking a little bit, and we started talking about that night. And I said, what do you think happened? And Miss Kate told me, we probably never gonna know. And I said, okay, and I told her bye. And as she walked away, I heard her giggle. And then under her breath, I could hear her saying, "Frog, frog, 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 frog."